Hello everyone, it's Leanne Jago here for Soul Journey 2018. Just with the Soul Starter number 10 today, called Blessed Are the Curious, for they shall have adventures. So we're just going to do it on the same format size, so the 5.5 by 8.5 card. I just got out some Lindy's magical markers and with some water just watered them down, and then I'm just going to smush them around with some baking paper. Now all the product lists will be at the bottom of the video as well. And then just with some dictionary paper, adhering it to my background card just with some golden matte medium. I'm actually going to be using a really cool new stamp this time, but I'll tell you about that when we get to it. So then I've just got some Dina Wakley in a Rosy, just rolling it on. There's this stamp. So it says Stampers Anonymous, Kim Holtz Theory. It's called Theories. So I've just got the little quote there and just stamping it on an index card, just so I get the lines out of it, which I really like. And then I'm going to use the little typewrite go in this one, so he's pretty cool. I'm just drying off my little piece of baking paper there and deciding where I'm going to place this little guy. And then I get him out and just using some Stazon, just stamp him on. I think it's quite apt being a little typewrite guy. You know, we all balance everything every day, so some days it feels like we're right up there on the high wire. So then I'm just sort of looking where to position it. I don't really mark it, which maybe I should have, I don't know. I think it worked out really well anyway. Again with some matte medium. Now when I apply it, you actually can see the dictionary paper come through, so I really like that. And then the texture within the baking paper actually adds a little bit more dimension to it, so creating some texture pretty simple and easily. So fussy cutting out my little quote, I suppose you could say. Going on to my favourite Stabilo when I'm stuck. Tying it all in. Then I get some little flicks as well. Okay, then I'm just going to add some more of that Rosy. Then I just get out some clear gel glue, just a cheap one. Just with the paintbrush I sort of just dabble it on the high wire part. And then I just use some Lindy's embossing powder, just to give it another dimension. And to get that wire, I suppose, standing out, or a bit more punch, I guess you could say. But you can see it a bit closer in the close-ups. And then grabbing some of my Atelier clear white gesso, so you can see all those textures of that baking paper coming up through that. So it's really pretty cool. Then I decided that there needs to be a bit more blue. So again with the magical markers and magical shakers, sorry, and some water, just flicking some on, letting it sort of go where it needed to go. And while the gesso was still really wet, like I did one step and then the other, I didn't dry in between. So I sort of added a little bit, I suppose, to that. But I really like how it's come through. Again, I thought it needed a little bit more of the black needed to be a bit more around this border. So I really wet the paper, as you can see on the inside, and just let that Stabilo go wherever it needed to go. At this stage I'm thinking that it's pretty well done, but then I actually sit down and have another look at it, and then I'm thinking, no, it needs some more marks. So I'm just using some Viva Lasvega stamps and some Tim Holtz Oxide ink and Oxide ink, and then some Distress Oxide, and then that's the project done. So you can see the texture and all the marks there in the close-ups. So thank you very much for